In this video, we will show you how to replace your ignition coil. On this Nissan Altima, you'll have 4 of these located under your engine cover. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. To gain access to this, we're going to remove the upper engine cover. To remove this, you'll find that you have 3 10mm headed bolts to remove. Now we can lift this up and off of here. There will be one area that's pressed down into position. We'll just lift this straight up and off. There we go. There's the area there. Now that we have the engine cover out of the way, we have a clear view of each one of our ignition coils. Underneath those ignition coils is where each one of your spark plugs will be. The process to remove one is the same for each. Now, before we can disconnect the electrical connectors from the ignition coil, it's a good idea to dislodge the wiring harness from the valve cover so you have a little bit of extra play in this area. You will find that it has 2 mounting points. To dislodge these mounting points, you can use some long nose pliers. There's little tabs along the back side there. You can squeeze those together and then separate this. To start disconnecting the ignition coils, along the top here, there is a locking tab. You want to press that in and then gently separate this. We'll give that a quick check for corrosion. Assuming it looks good, you can set that aside. Before we start removing the ignition coil, it's important to make sure that you do not have any debris along the top of the valve cover that may fall inside this area. We'll use some compressed air. Use a 10mm to remove the 1 mounting bolt for each ignition coil. Take hold of that ignition coil, give it a little wiggle, and lift it straight up and out of the vehicle. A quick blast of compressed air. Okay, let's get ready for the installation of our ignition coil. Take a little bit of dielectric grease and come right along the very tip here. This is where the spark plug will go up and into. By applying grease in this area, it will help keep moisture away. Let's put this in position and start in our mounting bolt. Start in that mounting bolt and snug it up. We'll torque this to 62 inch-pounds. Now it's time for our electrical connector. We'll make sure we have the locking tab facing up, align it, and press it in. Listen for a click, give it a light tug, trying to separate it from the ignition coil. That feels good. At this point, the process would be the same for each and every one of your spark plugs. Once you've completed them, we'll continue on to securing the wiring harness. Take that and align it with its mounting points, which are along the top of the valve cover. We'll press that into position. Double check everything along the way. All right, let's get ready to install our engine cover. As you remember, when we had removed it, we had that rubber area that needs to fit onto this mount. Just try to align that. Once you feel as though you have it aligned, gently press it on. Continue on to all 3 of your mounting bolts. Okay friend, we showed you how to install one of your ignition coils on your vehicle. The process for one is the same for all. Once you have everything back together, go ahead and take it for a road test and make sure you don't have a check engine light. Aside from that, thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.